Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nuden here once again, and in today's video I am going to be doing my review for the second episode of WandaVision that also premiered today alongside the first episode. We were very lucky this week, we managed to get a 2-episode premiere that was pretty good, and again, like the previous episode, it's based around like the 60s sitcom sort of feel, but as I kind of hinted at in my review for the first episode that also went live today, there was a little bit of a hint towards the larger story arc and the implications that will have on the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward. So with that said, let's get into the review of the second episode. And just before I do that, if you are new around here, be sure to subscribe for more nerdy content and all of that. And yeah, let's get into my review of episode 2 of WandaVision. So yeah, just like the first episode, it's literally a 60s sitcom, but we get to experience some bigger plot narratives moving forward for the series that are hinted at through the radios, and well, it is very interesting. You know, it keeps the viewer guessing on who's trying to communicate with Wanda, and obviously how real this area is that they're living in. And just like the first episode as well, like the comedy and all the jokes are still very cheesy, very sitcom-like as well. That is to be expected, of course, but I feel like it does work a lot more here, and I do like some of the scenes with Paul Bettany, who does a really good job playing Vision. And Vision in this episode, I've got to say, he's like, I do really enjoy his comedic side to the character, and the whole scene with the gum getting stuck in him and it basically makes him drunk. I kind of find it really funny, if I'm being honest, and I found those scenes were quite hilarious, and they did make me laugh out loud quite a bit as well. And then, of course, Elizabeth Olsen, when she is experiencing these scenes that are breaking out of the real world, that it seems, with the beekeeper and obviously the radio, just like the pure terror in Scarlet Witch's face, it's just like, okay, we know that something is bad is happening, and it does look like Wanda knows what's going on, and it just goes to show that these actors do work well together. You know, there's a good sense of chemistry, but obviously, you know, with little Easter eggs like that, it does kind of keep the viewer guessing, but at the same time, it does like restore some mystery about what the show is about. And just like the previous episode as well, that's why I think it's a good idea that these episodes were released on the same day, because they follow on really well from each other. And yeah, just like the previous episode, the chemistry between Elizabeth and Paul are fantastic. It is fantastic, like seeing them two work together. They work really well together, just like they previously did in the Avengers movies. They do make an amazing team, and I can't wait to see what else happens in this series for their characters and their relationship. But the whole twists and turns, and the fact that Scarlet Witch is now pregnant is very interesting. It is going to be a very interesting dynamic, considering that world might not be real. So I just feel sorry for the real world for when she wakes up. Let's be honest there, but yeah, in terms of the format as well, I do think the televised format and the episodic format does work really well with this series, and I have really enjoyed like the black and white colouring as well. Like the colour grading works really well, and the whole like ratio aspects as well works absolutely fantastic. And I've got to say, I am looking forward to the future episodes where they move along in the eras, like to the 80s and stuff. I think that's going to be pretty fantastic to see, and I am looking forward to, as I can't stop saying, I am really looking forward to the future of the series. But yeah, episode 2 is pretty much like episode 1, to be honest. It plays it pretty safe, and I can see why they did release both episodes today. So literally all of my comments about episode 1 are pretty much relevant in episode 2. Like, I really enjoyed it, except for episode 2 built towards the narrative a little bit more and does drop more hints of what to expect with the larger narrative, not just in the MCU, but also like the rest of the WandaVision series as well. So yeah, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10, because again, while some of the comedy is a little bit cheesy, we do get some plot threads that are starting to be seeded, and that we're starting to get more questions answered about the series now that it's obvious that Wanda knows what's going on, or a little bit, and she sees that beekeeper, she's like, no. And then just rewinds time. So, what is going on in her head? And I'm very interested to see what's going on, because, oh boy, the MCU is getting very, very exciting. But yeah, also another comment I just want to quickly make as well. The fact Marvel have made, essentially, this sitcom dynamic as well, that's something that other superhero films haven't done. So it's kind of like a unique element that hasn't been explored. And I've got to say, when I first heard about it, I was like, is this really going to work? But it does. It works really well. And that's why I'm really enjoying the series. And I can't wait to see what happens next. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in to today's review and video and everything like that. If you are enjoying the videos, be sure to leave a like rating and subscribe. And also leave a comment of what you thought of the episode so far. And I will see you all on my next video. Goodbye for now.